Two of the great saints among many who are recognized as the patron and patroness of missionaries and missions are St. Francis Xavier, a Jesuit, and St. Teresa of the Child Jesus, a Discalced Carmelite sister. In this video, I would like to focus on St. Teresa of the Child Jesus, otherwise known as the Little Flower. She writes, "In spite of my littleness, I would like to enlighten souls as did the prophets and the doctors. I have the vocation of the apostles. I would like to travel over the whole earth to preach your name and to plant your glorious cross on infidel soil. But one mission alone would not be sufficient for me. I would want to preach the gospel on all the 5 continents simultaneously and even to the most remote isles. I would be a missionary, not for a few years only, but from the beginning of creation until the consummation of the ages." In many ways, this summarizes the life of the Little Flower, as she is popularly known. A witnessed and devoted missionary, and one who through her contemplative life of prayer and penance dedicated her vocation to supporting the mission of the salvation of souls. The Little Flower, St. Teresa of the Child Jesus, having come to the realization that she was unable to physically convert the entire world, she saw her calling as one of love, as recorded in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. However, while she was unable to step out of her cloister, her penance and prayer life were offered for the success of the missions and the missionaries. Today, within the Catholic Church, the St. Teresa's Society continues to support the propagation of faith and mission in various continents around the world. Needless to say, she exemplifies the words of Jesus that there is need of only one thing. This may strike some as an odd fit that one who is a contemplative nun would be recognized as the patroness of the missions and missionaries. But the life of the Little Flower shows us that at the heart of all active works for the salvation of souls, there is always need to sit at the feet of the Master, Jesus Christ, and listen for his direction and guidance. It is no surprise then that when the decree of the mission activity of the Church notes that, for such an exalted task, the future missionary is to be prepared by special spiritual and moral training, for he must have the spirit of initiative in beginning as well as that of constancy in carrying through what he has begun. The decree on the missionary activity of the Church, Article 25, elaborates more on this when it says, "We must be persevering in difficulties, patient and strong of heart in bearing with solitude, fatigue, and fruitless labor. We will encounter men with an open mind and a wide heart. We will gladly take up the duties which are entrusted to us. We will be invited to go to foreign lands, doing things and encountering changing circumstances that challenge us. In other words, we are invited as missionaries to the work of the mission. Yes, the active work of Martha in the Gospel according to Luke chapter 10 is important, but the contemplative listening of Mary gives us a sense of direction and connection with Jesus Christ. Jesus indeed is the source of all true missionary activity, and in his church we represent the sacrament of salvation for all peoples. Jean-Baptiste Chotard writes that the interdependence of the active and contemplative life, action relies upon contemplation for its fruitfulness, and contemplation in its turn, as soon as it has reached a certain degree of intensity, pours out upon our active works some of its overflow. In summary, our work as missionaries to the mission is one that is constantly revived through our contemplative life. We are called to welcome Jesus Christ, listen to him, and through our encounter with Him, allow the fruits of that encounter to overflow into our work as missionaries.